Well, it's Thursday. Good afternoon, everybody. Araya here in our For the Love of Dragons group. Coming to you live. Sorry, I'm a few minutes later than normal, but as you know, the dragons don't like to be pinned down. So I will always come live, but sometimes it's on a different schedule than we planned. So hello, hello. For those of you that don't know me, I know we still have a lot of new people coming into the group. My name is Araya. I'm also known as Tana, which is my full dragon self nomenclature, and known as the Dragon Lady to lots of my friends. And essentially I'm a guide with the dragons. I was awoken to my dragon aspect way back in the early 2003 was when my awakening started, but 2004, 2005 the dragons really started showing up for me, and then the dragon book came through in 2007. So since then, my energy work, my psychic mediumship, my life coaching, all of that has been a part of what I do, but it's really unfolded into the last 2 years being pushed forward full stop into being my guide self. And that's because there's so many dragons awakening on the planet, and it's really one of the reasons I'm here, is to help you get back to your light, to get back to shining your brightest, connecting with your dragon self, or your dragon guides. Maybe you're not a dragon, but you have dragon guides working with you and a deep connection with them that you have to remember. So that's what I'm here for. Good to see you too, Esme. Thank you. So I like to come on and share what's going on in the Dragon Realm world with you guys. And as far as things happening with the book or things available for you guys as tools, some pretty exciting stuff going on. So you know that next week I actually will be heading to Canada, to Montreal region, in Trois-Rivières, between Quebec and Montreal, to do a workshop. We've got a great group. I think there's 23 of us so far. There's still space. We've got a big space if anybody else wants to join. And so next Thursday, I might not be on. I might try and do one either Wednesday or Friday, because I'll be doing some activations. While I'm there, part of the reason of a workshop in Montreal is because the air dragon, the female air dragon on the eastern seaboard of North America, in that tectonic plate, she's massive, runs the entire length of it. The heart center, the heart chakra, is under Montreal. So we are going to be activating that, me and my dragon hearts, throughout that weekend. There's 6 different locations, creates a perfect pentagon around Montreal. I'm always amazed at how the geography reveals and unveils itself to me with my map as I get a hit about a place, and then I start looking closer at the alignments. Hello, Arnaud, good to see you. And so excited to be there. So if I can do my live Friday from one of the actual on-site locations, sometimes I don't have enough signal or whatever, that it doesn't work, but I will at least give an update the following week. If I can't be on live next week, you'll know why. Book, the ebook you guys are familiar with, dragonwithin.com. It's been an ebook for 11 years, and I've done some hard copy printing here and there for individuals as they want it. The very first time I put it out there back in Egypt, way back in 2008, I took 25 copies with me, and those were the first distributed. It is now very close to being completed into a print on demand available, so that you guys can have hardbacks if you want them. Because some people don't like to read on computers, and I know that, and so it's time to get it out in a bigger way as well, rather than just through my site. It should be on Kindle and Amazon and all those amazing ways to get the word out in a big way. And along with that, you guys are familiar with working with all the different dragons in the book. Maybe you're not yet, you need to be. Well, each of them has a symbol that is associated with it, and for years I wanted to create jewelry for that, to have really beautiful, actually, stone and metal, the gemstones and the precious metals. And I'm still looking for a jeweler to do that, if you know someone. But have been wanting to create something with those for people to actually use and have available. And look what I now have. Finally just got them in. Very excited that each of the symbols is on a pendant, available as a necklace or a keychain. So you can see the Earth Dragon here, and the Sirius A Dragon, Mayor Khan, her symbol there. I'm wearing my Water Dragon. And the power of symbols is really amazing. I had a really interesting class that I listened into on about bioholograms today, and how we take in information, and it made so much sense as to why symbols and geometries and mandalas and things that we see visually. Hopefully I won't cut out here, I'm on low battery mode. Things that we see visually actually have an internal cellular effect for a reason. And so this is one of the tools that I'm going to be bringing out for you guys to be able to access and get if you want your own pendants or keychains just to have in your field all the time, just to have it around you and have that just imprinting on your brain every time you see it. Or if you want to do the meditations with them, to sit and hold it in front of you. And that's why I wanted to talk a little bit about basics of working with dragons today, because some of you have had dragon experiences, you're sharing them in the group. I love that. That's why we're here. Some of you are going and working through the book and not sure, do I do it in order? Because the book does talk about doing it in order. But 11 years ago, that's really what came through as the information, and the need to do it in order because of the energy of the planet was different. About 5 or 6 years ago, things started shifting, and it became very aware that people were ready to actually be called into higher frequencies, even if it was just sporadic, before they go back and do the foundational layers in order to listen to your gut. So listen to your heart. If your heart is calling you to go in and work with the white dragon or the crystal dragon or the Syrian dragon, one of the Orion dragons, right away, follow that, because there's either a home realm link for that for you, or a specific piece that is going to unlock for you, that's going to make all the work with the elementals when you go back to them more profound and have a deeper effect. So follow your gut. At some point, if you end up knowing, I am a dragon, you have that piece wake up, you want to fully connect and activate your dragon heart, then you'll know and be called to the Eye of the Dragon program, the Way of the Dragon Heart program. That's the two halves of it. And at that point, we do very fundamentally and foundationally go through and initiate into each one of those, because of the depth of clearing that you are now ready for. And so that's when it becomes very important. But until then, go ahead and work with them as you can, as best you can. So when you go in and you read the information about how to work with an earth dragon or the gold dragon from Orion, pay attention to the mantra. If you're not sure how to sound it and you want to sound it yourself, listen to the track that goes with it. Have that playing in your head, or loop it in the background, loop that track while you're meditating, and just let it work through you so that you can focus on the internal aspects of your meditation. I am working very hard on getting some guided meditations out for you guys, starting with the elementals. I've got a whole set, but I'm working with the guy who's professionally finishing them, so that they're really good and easy for you guys to listen to and ready to put out. So that's coming soon also. So much happening. It's very exciting. I think that's mainly what I wanted to share today, was just the basics. Going in, trusting your heart, trusting your gut, and your guides. Because you do have guides working with you. Many of you have dragon guides working with you that you can see or perceive or have been told about. Call them in first. Because even though when you go in, the elementals are going to be your foundation to go back to, because they actually clear the physical human body. So do the black and white. They work on your DNA and some other aspects, and that's all in the book. But the elementals, if you need either physical healing, or you know there's blockages in certain areas of your body, if it's mental or perspective, you go to the air dragons. If you have heart stuff, big emotional stuff going on, you go to the water dragons. If there's things going on in your torso, your abdomen, straight across, up and down the back, all through, like just on a full body wide, go to the earth dragons. Hi Sue, good to see you. And if you are needing energy, if you're depressed, if you're feeling a lot of gut, as far as like womb, belly, fire, power stuff that you need to get a push forward with, if you're despondent, depressed, maybe just low energy, feel like you've got a thyroid issue and you need some pep in your step and some energy, call the fire dragons in. That's their realm. They want to energize you and burn through stuff, because when we're feeling that way, it's because we have densities, blockages, things that are holding us back, that are weighing us down. And sometimes all you need is good bonfire, literally, with a fire dragon's breath coming in and blasting it out for you. And that can start either giving you clarity of, is there a physical thing that's tied to this that I need to investigate? Get on some essential oils, get on meds. I'm not a big proponent of Western meds, but they serve their purpose. And if they get you to a place where you're stabilized, where you can start then working yourself out of it, use that as a gift. Essential oils, soundings, sound healings, energetic healings, energy work, all of those help support that. But those dragons, they're going to come in and do massive amounts in a very short amount of time. And that's what I love about the dragon work. It's no nonsense, right? It is efficient and fast and to the point. It's not shortcuts ever. It doesn't leave anything out. But man, it beelines straight to the point. Super efficient. It's not beat around the bush. This is what we need to focus on. And I appreciate that about them. And I appreciate that about my work, because that's what I do in sessions. That's what happens when I'm in session with someone. It goes to the core and makes things move very quickly. And that's why I think everyone that comes through the book club, there's quite a few of you on the call here, know that it's more than a book club, because we talk about things, then energy's moving, and those dragons come in a session and transformation happens. So I hope that if you're new to the group and you're listening, even on a playback, that you will take advantage of all the tools available to you. And even, you know, the book investment is $22. It's not a lot to just get yourself on track with what do the dragons really have to offer me. Yes, I'm having experiences with them, but can I go deeper? Am I having experiences with them because I need to go deeper and pull myself into that stream of work, that stream of energy that they really have to offer me? And then so many more worlds open up. I gotta say, it becomes magic. Hello, Linda, good to see you. Really getting on track with connection to yourself, especially if you're a dragon, really opens up the magic of life. It really opens you up to seeing and knowing, yes, so much more than a book club, right, Sue? Sue's done it. It just opens you to that flow of what life is really supposed to be like, in the joy, the exhilaration, the magic of what is unfolding around you and what you're creating and what reality you're choosing to step into in any moment. Because you can choose this one, or you can step and merge through a membrane into this one, and even the color of the light around you can look radically different. So I'm going to get off my soapbox for today. If anyone has a question right now that's on live, I want you to post it, because I will answer a live question here if there is one. And otherwise, I'm going to take an opportunity, because I did promise to work through my list on the dragon readings. Nighthawk, Dana, this one is for you. I couldn't see if you're on live today, but I know you'll catch the replay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then wait in case anybody has a question they want to post up. So this is how the mini dragon readings work. They're fast and furious. I'm just going to tune into her energy field and allow jet black. So Dana, there is a dragon working with you that is jet black, is what's coming. It's not obsidian, it's not silky, it is a really profound jet black, as if it's coming from underneath. What that means, underneath, oof. It's like a realm. It's not the shadow realm, it's not the black dragon, but there's a realm underneath that this is going to make sense for you on. I feel like it's associated with Middle Earth. So I'm feeling Shadowlands of Middle Earth somehow, so there's something for you to remember with that. And she's here to help you remember that. It is a she. I'm just going to tune into her frequency name and see if it can come in a string of sounds that you can pronounce. And she moves much like a serpentine form dragon. Doesn't mean she can't fly. I'm not perceiving wings, but it's such a deep, deep black. It's almost like she's a field and not a form. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's sort of like the first time I experienced flame dragons. It's a very different feel. It's the energetic frequency that it's like a dimensional space that doesn't necessarily need form, and so it's more fluid. It's just this field of jet black, and yet I can feel her dragon frequency, and she's saying, "Just call me Shadow." But she's Shadowlands of Middle Earth. It's different than the shadow of our dense earth plane, and it's different than than the shadows that we typically associate with our shadow work here as humans, of what we're trying to go in and forgive ourselves for, relive, remember all the pain and disharmony and things we've done, choices we made out of harmony with love that have caused a lot of pain and damage. That's a lot of the shadow work that we have to do as human. This is more related to the Shadowlands of Middle Earth, and that's all I know, that's all she's revealing, but she is there for you, and she wants you to call her shadow. And that I'd love to get some feedback or reports from you once you start working with her consciously, Dana, because it feels like there's going to be a lot, and her field is just broad. It's just like, it's not a black mist, but it's just this beautiful ebony black field that's underneath. And so I hope that's helpful, Dana. Let me know if that gives you some clues, if you already have a connection to Middle Earth, and we'll leave it with that. And yeah, I think I've been talking for quite a bit today, so I'm going to leave that for today. Let's see, Maria, I had 2 dreams with baby dragons where I kind of had to protect them. What does it mean? Pay attention to that, because there is, in our dragon space, in our dream space, they are trying, oh, what realm is from? Crystal, I'm going to assume you're talking about shadow. Felt like it was connected to Middle Earth, but it was a dimensional space that we're not used to connecting to in Middle Earth. Sort of like a quantum field within or around it somehow. So this dream, Maria, with baby dragons in it, that you're there to protect them, that feels like a memory bank. It feels like you accessing part of yourself that is in another dimensional space, actually being that protector. And so connecting yourself as mama dragon or a nesting dragon or a caretaker dragon, because there are quite a few I know in the group that have that experience of feeling like they're always with the nest. They always have this clan of baby dragons of all different age ranges that they're training, that they are caring for in some way, of educating them as they mature. And it feels like that's a part of you that's over in another dimensional space, incarnation, actually doing that. And it relates to parts of yourself that you are living out now, because the soul is all related and connected. So things that you're experiencing in other realms, especially if there are things to work through emotionally, or have a bearing on who you be as your gifts and what you do. If you're a natural caregiver, oh, you're clarifying my question. Okay, Crystal, I'll have to scroll back and see what your question was. If you are naturally a caregiver, caretaker, mama type thing, that would help you understand some of the journeys that you're having in the earth plane, whether they be now in this body or things that you've had in other time-space sequences, what can be known often as past lives. So let me just scroll down quickly, Crystal, and see if I can see your question there. I did the meditation to meet the dragon, and he didn't breathe fire or ice, but a golden light that had some codes or golden letters. What realm is this dragon from? He was all black with a golden diamond shape plate in the chest and kind of made of stars in space. Let me just tune into him. It's definitely a system well beyond one that we normally get to work with. It feels like a lineage through the black dragons, but connected more to a frequency above the Pleiades. So somewhere between the Pleiades and Andromeda as a frequency. And I would look at the power lineages. So read up on the black dragon, the gold dragon, the fire dragons. And that, I think you'll get your answers in your question and have a knowing of where he's stemming from, because it's almost like coming in horizontally, energetically into those lineages that, you know, there are, if it's between the black and the gold or black with gold markings, it feels like it's actually above the gold frequency wise, but it's like it's coming in horizontally. And so it's a realm that is very specific to you that's going to give you some more answers. So hopefully that helps, Crystal. It's something that you need to keep working with and bring that in. And that's beautiful because there are dragons that show you a form so that you can relate to them. But if you see their truest form, they are almost see-through, almost like a membranous thing, and our stars of fields, or fields of stars. I do know dragons that are actually constellations. Oh, Hannah, you'll catch it on the replay. There are dragons that are constellations. I know them, and they are literally, their whole field is a set of stars. And that's the place that they hold in the sky. Or what they're meant to emanate is that starlight and frequency of joy. So this feels like an emanation or an aspect that you are very familiar with, and will give you some clues as to maybe your home realm or star system or work that you've done there. So keep digging with that one and call that forth from your guides, Crystal. All right, so it's been really fun. I always love catching you guys. If you have any questions about upcoming workshops, Book Club July 24th. I have the Dragon Program coming up probably January 2020, but as I said before, if I have a group ready by October, we'll start early. And what else? Workshop next week. If you can make it in Quebec, Montreal region, please let me know, or to the ones in France, Sarre and Lyon regions, please let me know. So it looks a bit like that. Yes, yeah, where there's not an actual, like, you can see a membranous form on the outline, but it's like you can see through it. I absolutely get that, Crystal, so thanks for sharing that and bringing it up. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you for those of you that catch it on the replay. As I always say, please send me your questions, post them in the comments so that we can talk about more next week or the week after or the week after, because we always find something encouraging and exciting to talk about here. So have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye.